are key components to the entire plan. There is when now the way Zimbabwe is set up, you have a couple major urban cities around the country. It's not like densely populated outside of the urban centers. Then you get into more rural areas, and this is where you find the villages. This is where you find the very, very small towns, the huts, and so to speak. This is where you see those things. So we would basically be developing about an hour outside of the main city, Harare. Okay. And so you're gonna get a huge nature experience. You can't just hop in your car and drive to the corner store. So water will be delivered. Fuel will be delivered. Those types of things. So it's definitely partial or semi off the grid type of living, but it's going to be done in a luxurious way. That's one of my requirements, is that it must be beautiful, it must be comforting, it must be peaceful, and then it's going to start with residential and what and residential initially, but we are also looking to develop retail. And so that's part of the long-term vision. Once we get a few developments established, so it is definitely for those who are looking to unplug, I would say. But still have access, very short and quick access to a major city. And then in terms of being in the major city, Harare, you basically have access to anything that a major city would have, minus the Americanized versions of things. You have your fast food, minus all of the chemicals and injections and stuff into it. So that's a plus. You have all the arts, the entertainment, very, very rich in culture in Zimbabwe. Yes, definitely. So it's a semi-unplugged type of opportunity, which is why we're going with the multi-tiered approach, until people really can come into that way of life.
Okay, alrighty. Well, I think, let's see, is there any other question that is really sticking out that, okay, what is the best way to reach you?
Well, I've just kind of been, with my nose down into computer, getting this website and content ready for the traders, but I have been more focused on my inbox on Facebook, so that's always an option. But WhatsApp is the best way to reach me, or email, and I'll send you all of that information in case somebody wants to contact me. But Jay Rich is on Facebook. I'm constantly trying to make room, because I'm always maxed out on my friends list, but I'm always making room for people. So following me on there or trying to get a request in on there is the best way at this point.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. You got this waiting room only, okay? Well, that's good.
Truly.
I mean, it's, people need to value and people need to, when you're setting an intention, you're going to get what it is that you're resonating with, and you're envisioning and visualizing and meditating about, and that sort of thing.
Definitely.
And so I'm just going to quickly look over anything else. So many. I see stars. I looked that up on my phone. That in itself is absolutely amazing. Wow. So here's a question: at what level are you interested in investing? Is there what's the bottom or the least that you would accept? Okay, what are you looking?
Well, right now, realistically, in order for it to be beneficial for the investor as well, at minimum 5,000 is realistic, because in terms of the development, that would basically allow you to get 5 acres, $1,000 an acre. And all of this will be presented formally in the coming month or so. And in terms of the gold mine operation, realistically, a few $1,000s is probably best to see a fair return, because with the gold, if you invest into the gold mine, you get 20% return on your money every year, and you also see, because the crypto token is based on Ethereum, and you'll see any gains that you realize from holding those tokens as well, in addition to your 20% return every year. That's with the gold mine. In terms of the cannabis operation, 5,000 is the minimum investment, and right now I'm developing an investment fund, a trust fund that can be invested into in the U.S. To allow for investment into the real estate development and also into the farming and agriculture.
Okay, now will that be a crowdfunding, or will that be more of a partnership, or
more of a partnership, okay. private thing. I'm not really too keen on the crowdfunding aspect. I've seen a lot of that stuff crash and burn. I don't want those problems.
Okay.
I mean, of course, it's unique to their situation, and I'm making sure that mine is airtight and solid before I even open it up to anyone. And very transparent. Okay. But I just don't want the unnecessary, what comes with crowdfunding sometimes. It can become kind of chaotic sometimes with crowdfunding. Okay. So I'd just rather keep things more closed doors and more private.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, and I'm going to say goodbye. There's a lot of common ground. We talked about a lot of things. I mean, you've given. It's come back to you. I love to give. I know what my people are capable of. We have never used disruption. We've never used structured brainstorming and critical thinking to approach our problems. We have come from the aspect of traditionalism. And I do say, whether you are a gangbanger on the corner with your underwear, with your pants, your pants below your backside, or if your last name is Obama, all of us in some way, shape, or form have been impacted by post-traumatic slave syndrome. All of us have. And so that is the reason that many of us react so emotionally and going back to tradition to solve problems, and we're not getting any, we're not really making headway. Our schools, one of the dynamics that I see is that our schools, whether they're in the U.S. or in Harare or Accra or in Dakar or in wherever you could think of, you have people that are saying there are no jobs. And that is because we haven't been introduced to a creation mentality. Okay? So and in today's the day, now's the time. So let's be fearless. I mean, you're doing it. I applaud you. I'm kind of like in the toddler phase, and I see that you need to go right now. So I'm going to say goodbye. But I'm looking forward to this being the beginning of a great working relationship, because I'm going to tell you, I'm tapped into a network of ladies that respect men, that are interested in marriage. And, when you're well informed, we know that a man that comes from a two-parent household in traditional societies, they understand the concept of provision and protection for women. So I have a network that I belong to of people, women that are single, that would love to meet eligible men who have a high warrior instinct in terms of provision and protection of a family. So on that note, I'm going to say
awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Watson, and I look forward to everything that comes from here.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so we're going to...
Come on, baby.